Dear conference participants, guests and colleagues, on behalf of the World Bioenergy Association, let me welcome all of you at this conference organized by a very valuable member and partner of WBA, European Biomass Energy Association, AEBIOM. I would like to wish for you fruitful discussions, important insights and decisions which will lead all the European biomass energy business towards development and greater service of the society. This time your conference has an excellent and exceptional importance. The COP22 conference of the parties in Marrakech, Morocco, is calling for actions in order to achieve the goals of the Paris Agreement. So it is a time to design solutions, take decisions and start implementation of them immediately. WBA, being a global voice of the bioenergy, participates in a COP meeting already for the 6th time, and I would like to ensure you that this time the atmosphere of the conference is positively different. As Mr. Salahuddin Mezouar, president of the COP22, expressed during his meeting with NGOs, Paris was about the agreement of the parties, and Marrakech is about common action and better involvement of also non-state stakeholders into the process of COP22. World Bioenergy Association is ready to take this challenge. For us and all the renewable energy society, is clear that achieving the goals of Paris Agreement, to be precise, to keep the rise of the global temperature well below 2 degrees Celsius, is directly connected to decrease of the use of fossil resources in energy, in industry, transport, services and agriculture. In the fact that after the concentration of CO2 in the atmosphere will reach 420 ppm, the process of combating climate change can be or will be practically lost. And after 2014, when CO2 concentration has reached 400 ppm for the first time in a human history, the situation become even worse. The rise of the CO2 concentration is equal to around 2 ppm per year, and the use of the fossil fuels, the drop of prices for oil in some countries increased significantly. So the world is using the carbon budget even in a greater pace. This is an opposite process of what has been agreed in Paris, and the intended nationally determined contributions, so-called INDCs, are insufficient to achieve the targets of the Paris Agreement. So therefore, WBA offered here at Marrakech and announced at the special press conference on the 11th of November the fossil fuel exit strategy, which calls states to leave fossil fuels. What is very important, step by step and year by year, in a very well controlled and managed process. The calculations based on information from IPCC and IEA show that developed countries should phase out the fossil fuels until 2050, and developing countries should do the same in a short period right after 2050. A minimum reduction path in terms of fossil fuel energy consumption globally should be from the current 463 exajoules to 300 exajoules by 2030 and nearly zero by 2050. Only in this case we can keep the global rise of the temperature well below 2 degrees Celsius. And for Europe it should mean the increase of renewable energy sources to 540 million tons of oil equivalent by 2030 and to 750 million tons of oil equivalent in 2045, guaranteeing almost zero for fossil fuels. Of course, this should be done together with the increase of energy efficiency. At the same time, every country has to have a strategy of the fast development of renewable energy, including bioenergy, of course. And globally, bioenergy is the largest renewable energy source, having leading positions in production of direct and derived heat and liquid biofuels, and having the third position in production of the electricity. And it is obvious that achieving of such a Paris Agreement is not possible without rapid development of bioenergy in countries. I would like to point out that where conditions for such a sustainable development exist, or where, let's say, bioenergy could be also developed based on imported materials as well. So there are certain key areas or moments to ensure a more rapid transition process, and the WEBA would like to point out of some of them. So, for example, carbon tax as key instrument. Actually, creating a global carbon tax is the most efficient way to apply polluter pays principle also to the climate issue. It is the simplest way to reduce fossil fuels, improve energy efficiency, and make renewables more competitive. Change perception from greening fossils to removing fossil fuels. Again, is very important point, because fossil exit strategy for all countries with a managed reduction of fossil fuels is absolutely critical. And stop relying on unreliable technologies. Technologies like clean coal and carbon capture will increase fossil fuels use and will not guarantee or will not assist in a climate issue. These fossil technologies are expensive, only exist in pilot plant level so far, no commercially viable, and actually it is dangerous to depend on such unproven technologies. Of course, this statement is based on the existing information now. No new investment to fossil fuel infrastructure is very important. Investing in new fossil fuel infrastructure, for example, natural gas pipelines, it will create lock-in effects and stranded assets. They should be avoided. Stop fossil fuel subsidies. Fossil fuel subsidies, again, have to be phased out gradually. And of course, promote of all renewable energy technologies. All renewable energy technologies, including solar, geothermal, hydro, bioenergy, of course, and wind, in all regions and countries should be developed rapidly according to the specific situation and potentials of the region. So I suggest all of you to develop these ideas during the AEBIOM's conference. I wish all the European Bioenergy Society to be active and offer sustainable solutions to decision makers. I offer to AEBIOM, our reliable partner in Europe, to unite efforts in achieving our goals. Let's make Europe's future without carbon-free, serving society with clean, affordable and reliable energy. Best regards from World Bioenergy Association, from COP22, Marrakech, Morocco. Thank you.